The Big Play Reflog Show is brought to you by ShackNews.com. Shack News is the place to be for all your gaming needs with their latest news, guides, walkthroughs, and reviews like this week's featured Shack Chat, where the crew discusses their all-time favorite third-person shooter games like Ratchet and Clank and Gears of War. And now, by using the Shack News Cortex, you can join in on the conversation and discuss all your favorite gaming and pop culture topics. So if you're a gamer, Shack News is the site for you. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the handle @CheckNews and at CheckNews.com.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio, presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, The Big Play Reflog Show!
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I know damn well. Attack by Chuck. To the 10. He's the running to the 5. He dips out back to the touchdown. Ready, away, back to goal. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're doing those baseball.
It's time! The Big Play Reflog Show!
Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show. What is going on, everybody? I'm not Reflog. There we go. Welcome to the show. Happy Victory Monday. I'm your host, Big Play Dave, alongside Nick Padone and Chris McNeil. Gentlemen, undefeated.
1-0.
Undefeated. Chris, thoughts?
That's amazing. I saw the tweet where the Browns tweeted out that they were 1-0, and that's the first time they've ever had an opportunity to do that because Twitter came out in 2006 or something like that, and we hadn't won one since then. So
Wow.
first time for everything, Dave, and it's been a long time, well deserved, and here we are, Victory Monday.
Who knew it would only take a kicker?
That's all it took.
Didn't take a
This
quarterback.
show did, I would like to say. What was the conversation last week that we talked about this team having the type of talent that can play with anybody, and the games are going to be won or lost at the margin, and that's where guys like Cade York are going to make a difference. And sure enough, Dave, look at what happens. If you listen to this show, you knew that was going to happen because we talked about it last week.
I think this show is the reason the Browns drafted a kicker.
Also,
Just
friend
throwing
of
that
show,
out there.
also friend of show, Cade York.
That is true.
I
Right.
can't believe we haven't said that yet.
Yes, I texted him the video of us partying in the studio here, which took a little bit of
That was
time
a
to clean
mess.
up. Looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks really
He
good.
liked it. So
Good.
he's happy that the Cade York fan club is growing in Cleveland, Ohio.
Love it.
All right, so we got a packed show tonight on the show. We'll kick it off with Cleveland headlines. Obviously, Browns heavy there. Then we're bringing in our featured interview with Hayden Grove. Then we'll do some over-unders to preview week 2 as we go 2-0 against the Jets. Maybe Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Maybe Mike White. Who knows? He didn't look too good. And then we'll finish it up with another edition of Stump
Wow.
the Flog. Stump the Flog.
Oh.
I think this is the hardest one we've had thus
Wow.
far. Just throwing that out there.
All right.
I'm going to give
You're going to interrupt all this good mojo we've got going. We've got the Browns, the Cavs, the Guardians, by the way, to give
Yep.
something very, very hard on Stump the Flog. All right, I'm up for it. Let's go.
Yeah. If I betting favorite, I go Chris on this one. No,
All right.
no offense, Nick.
Ooh, I understand.
Yep. All right, let's kick it off with some Cleveland headlines. Cleveland headlines brought to you by our friends at TSE Cleveland. Chris,
yeah.
did you get anything in the mail from TSE Cleveland recently?
I sure did. In fact, it came today, Dave, and give me 1 second.
No kidding. Let's see. What do you got there?
So this will
I'll
always
show
be.
you-
This is great for our podcast listeners, always with a visual. But we've got
Oh, absolutely.
the Webster Slaughter, Reggie Langhorne, where they're going up and giving the high five, the air high five,
Heck yeah.
which is just legendary. This one is personally signed by both of those individuals. I couldn't believe they had such an item up there. I love this photo so much. I'll send it out a lot during Brown season, just because I think it's one of those classic moments, and it brings me right back to what we were doing at that time and how successful those teams were. So when I saw they had that and autographed, it's just gorgeous. It was fantastic, Dave. And yeah, it hit my mailbox today. So another win for me today, Dave.
Yeah, there you go. 2-0.
I hate to bring this up, but
Okay.
remember when we had J.W. Johnson on the show back in the day of live Twitter comments?
Yeah.
We had a live Twitter comment come through, and somebody asked if we could have OBJ and Jarvis Landry recreate that photo. Thank God that never happened.
Oh my god.
Thank goodness.
So yeah, I got an item from TSE Cleveland. Check that out, Chris. The Browns amp speed helmet in the back,
Nice.
signed by the one and only Jarvis Landry. I was like, I'll
Love
take
it.
that off your hands.
Yeah. Why
Oh,
not?
there you go.
Yeah.
That
So
was a
go
nice
check it out.
transition there, Nick.
Yeah, right.
I knew that was coming.
Look at you.
And
You didn't even know that was signed by him.
my item from TSE
Yeah.
Cleveland was given away.
Oh, you gave it away.
Gave it away.
Who won?
I think we're about to announce it right now.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. All right.
Yeah, they helped us give away a ton of signed Browns merchandise. Today, we are giving away my autographed Browns Amari Cooper jersey
Wow.
from TSE Cleveland. Yep, Amari Cooper signed jersey. And the winner is Suzanne W. at Inca Princess 26. You won the signed Amari Cooper jersey. Congratulations. TSE will get that out to you shortly.
Heck yeah. Good stuff there.
Yeah, glad to give it back.
There we
Back to the Browns fans.
go. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. All right, let's move on. Congratulations, Inca Princess 26. Let's talk some Browns.
Let's do it.
NFL Research sent this out. Cade York's game-winning 58-yard field goal for our Cleveland Browns. Longest field goal by a rookie in their team's first game of the season in NFL history.
Yeah, I believe it.
Never has happened.
Also 1 yard longer than not friend of show, but friend of everyone, friend of city, Phil Dawson.
Yes. Hopefully one day friend of show.
Yeah, we're working on it.
I'm definitely not closing that door.
No. But yeah, I mean, did you guys think he was going to make that?
Yes.
I mean, we've had him.
I did. I really did.
So I thought he was going to make it, but 8 seconds left. I thought we were losing for sure.
On like a Hail Mary or something.
Something. They were going to run it back.
Yeah.
Baker was going to throw a bomb. We clearly
Yeah,
know how
we've
to
seen
give
that.
those up.
Yeah. And we've
Yeah.
seen him do it.
Chris,
Yeah, after that went through, I tweeted something real quick about us winning, and I was like, "What the hell am I doing? I'm a Browns fan. I should know better than this."
with
I
8
deleted it immediately, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, nobody screenshotted it because I just knew. I was like, "What are you doing?" I thought it was I thought time had expired, so I had a little mini panic attack for me over Twitter, but it all
So
turned
Chris,
out.
you, in all honesty, when he lined up, did you actually think he was going to make it?
I did. I really
Really?
did. I'm being honest with you.
How far have we come?
I felt good about that. I don't know why. I don't. Maybe just temporary insanity, Dave, or some confidence in Cade York, or
Yeah.
maybe it's just a new Cleveland Browns and I'm buying in, Dave. It's a new reflog. It's a new me. It's a new day. So positivity all the way with the Cleveland Browns.
All right. One
All
and
right.
oh.
Want to know?
Man, the Browns made Chris turn over a new leaf.
That's right. Not talking about loser parades anymore. I didn't get a single. That's the first ever opener for the Browns that I didn't get a single tweet at me about the parade. How about that? First time ever.
You've done
Wow.
it.
Felt so good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We got to do another parade.
Oh, boy.
Oh, looks like they're going to earn another one. Is that permit still good?
Want to know. Hey, we haven't done worse tweets in a while, but how about the Pony Express? Andrew Filipponi, is that his name?
Yep.
Pittsburgh radio tweeted out the
Oh,
Browns
yeah.
just drafted a kicker in the 4th round. What a clueless, dumbass organization.
Yeah. Enjoy Kenny Pickett, Pony.
Wow.
Didn't he also tweeted out that he had a bet that the Steelers are going to be better than the Browns this year.
Yeah.
I forget what the bet. I think it was the same guy. I forget what the bet was, but
Hey,
right
I
now
mean,
both 1-0.
Steelers are 1-0. That
I
is
know.
the
I was
kind-
happy they won.
Yeah,
like
me
I hate
too.
the Steelers, and I hope they lose every game. But I was like, you know what? If the Bengals are 0-1, that's going to be better for us.
Oh, it's a win by
not-
me.
yeah.
Yeah, they were riding too high, man. Too with the Joe Burrow with the sunglasses. I was just so sick
that's-
of all of it.
He was due to
too
throw
much.
6.5.
yeah. I was like, oh, thank God.
All right, let's move on. More for you. Cleveland tweeted out the Browns have won a season opener for the first time in 18 years and a road season opener for the first
Jeez.
time in 28 years. Nick, you were not alive.
I was not alive.
Besides the kick, Chris, what else stood out to you in this game?
How about Myles Garrett? You know, talk about a guy who could talk a little bit, and he doesn't talk a whole lot, but he talked a little bit this week.
Yeah.
You knew that this was a big game for him. You knew he had it circled. You knew there was something there with Baker, and he delivered. He delivered those two plays in a row. Man, I was off the couch going nuts. That was probably the highlight of the game for me, because you really felt him coming into his own, going after Baker. Everybody wanted to see it, and he delivered. That for me was pretty special.
Yeah, that was incredible. Nick, what about yourself?
Mine actually is just the fact, I know Baker was the headline, but mine is the fact that we're 1-0 with this upcoming schedule. I really think that had the Browns taken a loss right there against Baker, it would have just really been so bad for morale. And then you're asking yourself,
Twitter would have blown up.
yeah, when's the win coming? And everything was so bad. But I really think that the way that they won with Myles playing well, how about Donovan Peoples-Jones,
Yes.
60 yards, Anthony Schwartz, a couple really nice plays and a clutch reception. I really think the fact that they're 1-0 was bigger than beating Baker, because they got some easy opponents coming up. So use that momentum from this game, come back home, roll over the Jets, and then you got a short week before Pittsburgh Thursday night.
And what about Anthony Schwartz? So I loved what Stefanski did with him.
I liked it.
Okay, we're gonna
Handing
hand
it to him.
you. Okay, you caught a handoff. That was good. Now we're gonna pitch it to you. All right, baby steps. It's like me playing with my 3-year-old kid. Like, all right, take another step back.
Yep.
And then he finally catches the game-winning drive to go down there.
Yeah.
For a
I
little
didn't think-
while, it was like Kramer with the movie phone. Why don't we just hand you the ball?
I think he was surprised that he caught it.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
like, yeah.
but it showed him. He was like, wow. I mean, the guy has the yip so bad. So that's what I'm saying, that it was just so good for everybody, top down. It was just such a feel good for morale type of win.
Cleanse the soul. Did you see our owner on the sidelines going
Yeah.
nuts? Jimmy
Yeah,
Haslam.
how about
he
that?
knew it was big. He knew it
I'll
was
say
big.
this, man. People love beating down on Jimmy Haslam. He cares. Show me another individual worth $5 billion that is going to get as excited about a week 1 win. There aren't many.
No, there really isn't.
No.
So yeah, he's fiery. Some people don't like him. Whatever.
Yeah.
He's putting together a pretty good football.
I'll take
team.
him. Yeah.
There's no one that was happier with Baker's 3-4 botched fumbles
Yeah.
and the interception, sailing it in that first half than the Haslams.
Yeah. How about Jadeveon Clowney? Big game.
Big tip right off the bat.
I mean, everybody kind of poo-pooed nationally the Clowney signing a year ago when we brought him to Cleveland the first time. And I just haven't seen it. He's been really good for the Browns.
Chris, what do you think about Stefanski's play calling? There was a couple head scratchers along the way yesterday.
You're still going with those 4th down, playing your games there, and I know he's probably looking at the stats, and that's what you're supposed to do. It's a little bit maddening. I don't know if it works out. I'm going to be happy, but there are several instances where you're like, I don't know what he's doing there. Especially when you got, I don't know that you have to make it that complicated when you're playing the Carolina Panthers and you got the backfield that we do, run Kareem Hunt, run Nick Chubb. Let's not make it too difficult.
How about
one of the
some
things-
penalty stuff, Chris? I mean, we're already 9 penalties in that game. Like we had a illegal formation on a kickoff, and the Browns, as they were last year, top 5 penalized team in the NFL throughout week 1 already.
And it's getting very unnerving watching that play clock every single play.
gets
I
it
don't
in
know if
speed,
that's
like-
strategy or what, but we run it down to below 1 second, I swear. And they could call us for a lot more delays if they wanted to.
Gives me shades of Freddie Kitchens when he was looking
Yeah.
at that play sheet like a Denny's menu.
What do you guys think of Jacoby?
He was bad, but I'm pulling
Yeah.
for him.
All right, I think that's fair.
He was bad, but I'm pulling for him.
I mean,
That's
but
nice.
he put the team in
He
position.
showed up when he had to at the end.
That's
so
all you
whatever.
want out of your quarterback. But at the same time, a 38 QBR, I mean, 18 of 34
Right.
passing.
He didn't have to do much.
No, he didn't.
He didn't
but
look good.
and he was emotional after the game. I don't know if you guys saw these
saw he's
clips rolling
crying,
around.
yeah.
So maybe he was just a little excited. And they say that he's a guy that's not going to turn the ball over. That's for damn sure. But I wish they would have maybe pushed it a little bit more. Not. I mean, he missed Amari Cooper on what would have been 2 walk-in touchdowns.
Yeah.
I know, Chris, you were kicking for your fantasy team over there.
Yes, that's exactly right. And another guy on my fantasy team that I want to ask you about, Nick, is David Njoku.
Oh boy, yeah.
Where was he again? I thought this was David Njoku's year. One game.
He was with Amari Cooper.
He was making his money in the blocking game yesterday. Some of those
All
big
right.
holes for Chubb and Hunt, he was an integral part. I know.
Did you see that
Blocks
touchdown?
don't earn fantasy points, Nick.
I know.
Oh, no one cares
No
about
points per block.
Come
I'm
on,
not
Chris.
in the PPB league. I'm sorry.
Jeez, dude, you didn't think to grab a tight end a little bit sooner than the 18th round? I mean,
All right.
jeez.
All right.
Yeah, I think that it'll come with Njoku, and probably for your fantasy team, you got to just hope that like come playoffs when Watson's back, maybe he kind of
Right.
vultures some of those red zone looks away from some of the safer stuff with the RBs.
Now we got 10 more games to go.
10 more.
So
We're 111.
we're chugging along. All right, let's get into our featured interview of the week. Bringing on Hayden Grove of Cleveland.com. Let's do it. All right, on the Labatt line, we have a sports writer for Cleveland.com, Mr. Hayden Grove, making the rounds on Big Play. Hayden, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm trying to cover the end of a Guardians game and trying to talk to you guys. So trying to do my best in terms of being able to. Can you hear me? Okay, I can barely hear you guys, but we're gonna make it work.
Perfect. We will. We won't take.
Yeah,
up-
we should have waited. We should have waited just a little bit until this game was hopefully going to be over. I was watching it.
Minutes, 3:08. The winning pitcher
You're gonna get a lot of behind the.
he improves to 4-0.
You're gonna get a lot of behind the
Losing
scenes
pitcher
kind of
Aaron Luke, he falls to 0-5.
things like this.
Hayden, are you in the press box? Where are you?
Final line score for Cleveland: 5 runs, 8 hits, no
Yeah,
errors.
he's in
7
the
men
press
left
box
on
right
base.
now. I think the game just
Los
went
Angeles
final from the
Angels,
press
4
box.
runs,
It
5
did.
hits, 1 error,
It's a
5 men
familiar
left on
noise.
base.
Hayden, you want us to bring you back in 5 minutes?
No, we're good. It'll be done. He'll be done in a second. So yeah, we're good.
Who is that dude?
So that is the official scorer here at Progressive Field. He kind of gives the media. See, you're getting a full. You don't really get this, right? You're getting like the full
Inside
kind of experience back here. So yeah. So when writers need their stats and their game stories or whatnot, that's the official scorer kind of telling the whole press box what's going on.
Very cool. Very cool.
So the game just went final. I'll take it.
Yes, game just went final 5-4 after a 10. It was going to work out perfectly. It was going to be. It was the last pitch, or there were 2 strikes, and then the umpire Ron Culpa got hit in the head, and he had to leave for 10 minutes. So couldn't have been perfect, obviously, because nothing's ever perfect.
Is Tito up there hanging out with you?
No, Tito's in the clubhouse. Tito got rung earlier today, so he's in the clubhouse. He's in the clubhouse. I've never seen him that angry. He must have really, really, really had something going on there, because that was the most angry I've ever seen him.
Yeah, what happened there, Hayden? From your vantage point there at the ballpark, take us through what really went down there.
Yeah, I mean, so the funny thing is that I think Tito and Ron Culpa have like a history of bad blood together. Because remember in 2015 there was this video of Tito going like "F you," like saying that, like that. That was Ron Culpa.
Wow.
Tonight was Ron Culpa. So there might be some bad blood there. So apparently Tito was trying to get a challenge of a hit by pitch, and the umpire said it was too late for him to do so or something, and then they just got into it. So Tito got rung first, and then Phil Nevin, the manager of the Angels, got rung.
Nice. All right, let's switch to something a little bit more positive. Let's talk Browns. 1-0.
Hey, wait a second. We're switching away from the Guardians.
Yes,
who are
we're
right
switching
now in
away from the
first place,
Guardians.
just won again tonight. And
Fine,
you're saying
Chris.
something more positive.
Then Tito getting thrown out.
Okay. Well, I think that was pretty positive. I think that was calculated by Tito. I mean, he
Right.
doesn't get thrown out unless he wants to be thrown out.
That's a very, very good point. It's a very good point.
Yeah, that's
true.
just all part of the game.
He always gets his money worth. Always.
Hayden, Browns are 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. What'd you think yesterday?
I mean, that was a Browns game. Roller coaster of emotions. Of all the things to say, it was a roller coaster of emotions. It was, they started strong, then kind of let them back into it. I mean, that's kind of the mark of a Kevin Stefanski team, and that's going to have to change. Kevin Stefanski in his tenure, they've gotten off the hot starts. They've come out strong. They've come out ready to play, and then all of a sudden they, can't pull it together in the second half, and they end up losing games. So yesterday, I think Cade York saved them from what would be another horrific loss. And they have to figure out, we can be positive about the game because they did win it and they have Cade York and all that, but they have to figure out why this is the formula with Kevin Stefanski. They have to be better in the second half. They have to be more aggressive in the second half. They can't let these things happen because we saw it all year last year, didn't we? We saw it all year last year. You get off to a good start, then you crumble down the stretch. You got to play better in the second half. I don't know why they can't play better in the second half. I don't know if Kevin doesn't make adjustments, if they lose their energy. I don't know what it is. You have to play better in the second half.
So do you think that we can, once, we've got this out of the way with Baker Mayfield, can we just all wish him well and put this behind us? I think this was like the longest build up to week 1 in the history of Browns football.
Yeah. I mean, it's time. I'm ready. I like Baker as a quarterback. I think that he can play. A lot of people disagree with me, and that's fine. But I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to stop talking about him. I'm ready to let him just play in Carolina and do his thing. I wish him the best, but I'm not going to be watching the games. I'm not going to be, scouring the stat lines. I'm just going to be, maybe if I catch it here and there, like just on Twitter or whatever, then I'll see it. But, it's time for him to move on. Time for us to move on. I thought yesterday was actually pretty perfect. He didn't play great, but put them in his position to win. And, the Browns end up winning. He didn't embarrass himself for most of the game. So, did what he needed to do. Now we move on.
How do you think, Hayden, inside that locker room, they really were looking at this with the whole Baker Mayfield thing? Obviously, that was the national headlines, and that's what everybody was looking for in terms of intrigue. Did it really creep into the locker room as much as I kind of suspected it may have for guys like, Myles Garrett?
Yeah, I mean, they downplay all the time the amount of, motivation they have. They don't want to create headlines themselves, right? If there are headlines created by Baker Mayfield, like there were, and by whoever, the Browns are going to use that. And they've said they're going to use that, but they're not trying to make a headline themselves. But, Myles said it after the game. They were motivated by the way the other team acted, a.k.a. the way that, the things that Baker said, the way that Baker came out. I think Myles is very motivated. I think these guys use anything to motivate them because it's such a hard season. You get 17 games. You go through a pretty tough training camp and you're fighting. You got injuries. I mean, every week you got to use something. And I think that they found it. They found it in Baker Mayfield. And so I think the defense is definitely ready to get after him. And I do think they use things for motivation way more than we believe.
What did yesterday do for your confidence in Jacoby Brissett? I know it was, shaky really throughout 75% of the game, but he put the team in a chance to win for Cade York to come in and hit that 58-yarder. How's your confidence level right now in Jacoby Brissett?
Well, I think Jacoby knows he could have played better. I think there was a ton of missed throws, missed opportunities. I think that'll come with, time and more play, more playing with this Browns offense. I mean, I don't understand the reasoning for him not playing in the preseason as much as he did, but anyway, whatever. The point being, Jacoby can play a lot better. He knows he can play a lot better. I think the most confidence-inspiring thing about that game was that he didn't play well and they were still in it, and he didn't turn the ball over and they still had an opportunity to win. That's what Jacoby Brissett's going to do. He's not going to go win you a football game. He's just going to put you in the right position to let Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt win you a football game, to let your defense win you a football game. So I'm confident that he can do that. I'm not as confident that, he's going to go out there and throw for 200, 300 yards a week. I don't even think he's going to go throw for 200 yards a week, but I think I'm confident in that he's not going to turn the ball over. He's going to get the offense into positions where they can succeed and where they can run the ball. And that's all you really need from him for 11 weeks.
So Browns fans traveled pretty well to Carolina. So most of the tailgating was Cleveland Browns fans. What atmosphere are you expecting for week 2, the home opener, man?
Oh, I mean, it's going to be wild, right? I mean, I think that even with the Deshaun Watson stuff, I think the Browns fans are collectively still, very much in support of this team. I was not down there in Carolina. That's a long story. Planned to go down. Things crumbled, whatever. Point being is that I heard a lot of Browns fans are down there. I think next week's going to be crazy. First week of the season at home, the Muni lot's nuts. The Burke Lakefront lot is nuts. I mean, Browns fans are very, very passionate, and they love their Browns, and they love to have fun. And I think it's going to be an amazing atmosphere.
You didn't go to Carolina. You were just hanging out with Michael Bublé.
No, I wish. Not
to sidetrack us there, but could you tell that story, because I think it's still pinned to your Twitter. So go follow Hayden on Twitter.
Yeah.
But now, so that's your hero, correct?
Yeah. I mean,
what was that moment like for you?
Yeah. So basically the backstory is, I don't know, when I was growing up, I listened to a lot of Frank Sinatra and the crooners, the Rat Pack, whatever. And, the problem was that they were all dead. I didn't have anybody to really look up to, and that they're all dead. I mean, it's true. They were dead, and here comes Michael, this kind of young kid. He was probably 27 at the time, and just was recreating the music, reimagining it. And I fell in love with the style. I fell in love with his music. And, and then I learned what kind of a human he was, and a great and humble and charitable and kind guy. And so, yeah, I've been probably his biggest fan since I was 10 years old. And so the story goes back to, like, during the pandemic, I posted something about how much, just being all, I was probably had a couple beers in or whatever, and was being all like, probably just being like way too sappy about, like, oh man, what you've done for me in my life and my music. And he saw it, and he responded on Instagram, and was like very, said like, and that's the only dream he had growing up, was to, like, spread this music to kids like me, and just very, like, matter of fact. And he said, thank you. And then a couple months go by, and he was doing he had a new album out in March, and somebody asked me to send a question in via video, because he was doing like a Q&A thing, and I sent the video in, and just asking, what his process was for picking songs to put on the album. And he said, like, oh, I recognize this guy. I remember this guy from the pandemic. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then a couple more months go by, and I'm on TikTok. I very much enjoyed the app. It's a great place for me to do other things. I love Twitter because I can do sports. I love Instagram because it can be kind of my personal page. And then I do TikTok because it's my singing stuff. And lo and behold, a couple months ago, he saw one of my videos, liked it, and then followed me. And I was blown away. And then obviously I went to go see a show in Pittsburgh, and I had good tickets. That's what I spend my money on. I don't spend my money on cars and clothes. I spend them on Bublé tickets. And was in the second row. And the second song, he saw me, and I knew he saw me. He, like, gave me like a I don't know, like a little, like, head nod. And then kind of after one of his songs, probably fourth or fifth song, he stopped, and he was like, then you can watch the video. He's like, how many people have TikTok and raise their hands? And the rest was history. I couldn't believe what was happening. It was wild.
How cool, man. That is awesome.
That is cool.
Wild. I mean, it was, none of it was planned. None of it was, he didn't reach out to me and say he was going to do anything. Just happened.
And we come into the fall now. I know it's probably always Bublé season for you, but for the rest of us, it'll be Bublé season, whether you like it or not, here for the next few months as we come into the holidays.
November 1st, it's coming.
That's exactly right. It's all Bublé all the time, either him or Mariah. That's
right.
fantastic. Well, I've followed that story for years now, and kind of your the way you know follow him and how you've always been a huge fan, and to see it kind of come and come to this kind of a conclusion, and hopefully it's not the end of everything, but
Right.
it's been kind of fun to follow.
Don't do that to
so-
me, Chris. Don't do that.
Right. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's been a fun story. You know, it's one
I
of those, they
appreciate
always
that.
talk about timeline cleansers, and you see
Yeah.
that one, you're like, that's a cool story. That's a genuinely neat thing. It's somebody that you obviously look up to, who, you know, you've connected through social media, and it's a neat feel good story. And it's one of the few ones you see out there. So
I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, you know, what's funny. I think so many people have reached out to me that, you know, that I haven't talked to in a long time, and just like, they're like, man, that was so cool. I'm so happy to see that. And I think that means more, I mean, maybe not more than the moment, but I think that means as much as anything, that, you know, people have just come out of the blue to say, hey, you know, because you know who's following you, but you don't, like, you know who follows you, but you don't know who follows you. So it's like some of the people I didn't even know like followed me. I mean, it means a lot. It does.
That's awesome. Let's keep the positivity going, because Anthony Schwartz caught a football. How are you feeling about him in this mix? DPJ obviously looked awesome. Amari Cooper didn't get many targets, but Anthony Schwartz, do you think he's going to find his groove this season with Jacoby Brissett?
I just think, guys, that I feel badly for Anthony Schwartz, because I think it's all mental with him. I think he hears footsteps when he's running over the middle, and he's not a football player. We got to remember that. He's a track star playing football. And, you know, he doesn't have that, like, I want to get hit mentality. He doesn't want that like, you know, tough, hard-nosed mentality. He has the, I'm going to be fast, I'm going to catch the ball, and I'm going to run past everybody mentality. So when you're throwing him the ball over the middle where there's a ton of traffic, and there's a ton of people, he hears those footsteps, he gets close to those people, and it's like, and he starts to freak out, and then that's why he drops the ball.
Yeah.
If I was Kevin Stefanski, I would just run him do reverses, run him down the field, straight down the field, or on a post, and have him catch. He's not meant to catch the ball like this. You know, you're taught as a kid, the diamond, catch the ball like in the diamond.
Right.
Anthony Schwartz catches the ball like this because it's over his shoulder. He's not used to catching balls like this. Just catch the ball like this. So I'm putting it on Kevin Stefanski more than anybody, Anthony Schwartz's problems with this offense, because he's not being used the way that he needs to be used. He's not being used in a way that's productive for him or the team. So I would just make him a decoy 95% of the time. The rest of the time, just send him down the field. Just send him straight down the field. He's going to beat his man. He's going to beat his man. Maybe not every time, but enough times to where he's going to be effective. So let him run down the field, double moves, whatever you want to do, run him straight.
I want to look ahead a bit to next week. I think Joe Flacco is like 17-3. I think he's like 17-3 or something like that all time against the Browns. Obviously a very different organization now with the New York Jets than the Baltimore Ravens. What's your expectation like going into this game against the Jets? Obviously they got a bunch of good young wide receivers, but other than that, this should be another game where the Browns have the upper hand, correct?
Yeah, I think the Browns win this game pretty handily. You know, Joe Flacco isn't what he used to be. He doesn't have the weapons he used to have. You know, their running game is what it is. I mean, Baltimore played well against them, but I didn't think it was like remarkably good. I think Cleveland, you know, I think they're going to run the ball. I think that, you know, Jacoby's going to be better in this game. I think he's going to even be more comfortable in front of the home fans. If Cleveland loses this game, I think they got big problems. I don't think they lose this game. I think they win it pretty handily, you know, 7 to 14 points, something like that. You know, I just think that their defense, outside of a couple miscommunications, which you can't have, inexcusable, but outside of a couple miscommunications, thought the defense was excellent, thought the run game was perfect. Kevin Stefanski was a little better play calling, but got way too vanilla in the second half, as he always does. That needs to get fixed. But this team is just way more talented than the Jets. I don't really like what they do offensively. Don't love their weapons. I think Garrett Wilson obviously, you know, helps them out a little bit, but I think this Browns team's just flat out better and is going to play better in their home game, you know, home opener.
All right, so switching gears, last question. Guardians, gut feeling, where do you think we end up? Playoffs, deep playoff run. What's your gut feeling on the Guardians?
I think they lose in the first round, but I think they make it, because they're going to probably play a team like Toronto or New York, because they're going to probably be, if they win the AL Central, they'll be like the 3rd seed or something. They're going to have to play a tough team. So I think they lose in the first round, which is for what this team is, which is a bunch of rookies and young guys that don't even know what they don't know. I think it's fantastic. I think they've had a fantastic year. If the ownership and the front office cared about winning this year, they would have brought in, you know, a player at the deadline. They would have brought a player in the offseason outside of Brian Shaw. Like, I think for what this season was supposed to be, a first round exit is not a bad thing at all. Get these kids some experience in the postseason. Tell them how much they overachieved. Tell them how great they were, and build into next year. So I have no problem with this season whatsoever.
Heck yeah. Hayden, we greatly appreciate the time. Couple questions. Where can everyone read your articles? Where is your next concert? And where can everyone hear your music?
So first question, I don't really write articles, and I think that like
Really?
no, yeah, I don't. I do social media, and I try to cover. I run Cleveland.com's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not
never
really-
mind. Question
yeah,
one, strike.
So follow us on Cleveland.com on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. I try to cover the teams in a different way through the lens of like social media. So, and then I actually have to look at my schedule for my next performance because I don't know where it is.
Look at this guy, big time.
Okay, it's
No
at,
big deal.
It's at
It's like you'll have to
Stone,
talk to my agent.
right. It's at Stonewater Golf Club in Highland Heights on September 16th at
Sweet.
7 p.m. So East
Very
Side,
cool.
Highland Heights, Stonewater Golf Club, 7 p.m. I think that's Friday the 16th.
There we go. Nice.
And then you can follow me, or what was the last question?
Yeah. Where
Oh,
can
Too
we
many
follow
questions,
you?
Dave.
Yeah, I'm at H_Grove on all my platforms, Twitter, Facebook, or Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Don't follow me on Facebook because I have too many people on there, and I don't use it. I don't use it. It's way too saturated. So I would say Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at H_Grove.
There we go. All right, I'm done grilling you on where to find all your stuff. So we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us, and hope to have you again sometime soon, Hayden.
No,
Thanks,
thank you
Hayden.
guys, and apologize for the noise at the beginning.
Hey, it worked out. That was a inside look.
Yeah.
Like it.
Perfect. Thank you guys so
All right.
much. Take care.
Absolutely.
Hayden.
Take care. All right, awesome stuff from Hayden Grove. Inside
Live
look.
from the live from the press box.
From the press box. Guy's voice was awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Too
not
fun.
bad.
It is
Hearing the
too fun.
announcement of the Guardians winning the same time that the
Yeah.
press gets their official announcement. I didn't realize that they had a guy that comes around and make the announcement and like read off the stat sheet to them.
I
That's
didn't
pretty
either.
funny.
No.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right, let's look at some over-unders. Okay, so fast forwarding to the Jets game, over-unders. Chris, I think I gave you over-under 1.5 sacks for Myles Garrett. You took the over. Well done, sir. I
Thank
think
you.
I gave you Nick
I mean,
Chubb
but-
100 yards. I think you took the under on that.
Yeah, why did I do that?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
He could quietly get over 100, and that's what he kind of did yesterday. You look up, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, he is there.
It was quiet. Man, he runs like a thick Barry Sanders. He's
It's phenomenal.
So fun
Watching
to
him on those
watch.
cuts, it's like, oh, he's gonna get tackled. Oh, never
Yeah.
mind. Like,
Thick Barry Sanders. There you go.
put that on a t-shirt.
Barry Sanders was my favorite running back, and he's just like way bigger.
Yeah.
So,
I was
Thank
going
you.
to say he's at least taller. That's for sure.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Barry was little.
Lot of fun.
yeah. So I'm gonna give you some over unders here this week, Chris.
All right.
Over under 170 passing yards for Jacoby Brissett.
He had 147 yesterday in today's NFL. I'm going to go ahead and go over, just law of averages. You got to get more than that.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, over under 120. Nick, what do you think, by the way, on Jacoby?
I think over as well for the same reason
Okay.
as Chris. It's got to happen, but man, I was uninspired yesterday.
By the
All right,
way, while I'm thinking about it, you mentioned some of the things that we had brought up about this game and how we were pretty dead on, really, in the analysis last week. I was pretty close with the ultimate score, too.
Yeah, you were.
And I said it would
went
come
back
down to a
that
Cade
team.
York field goal.
Yeah.
So I'm just
I
going to take
thought-
that
I
victory
thought-
lap while we're at it here.
I thought I was going to be the closest when it was 0-0 and there
I
was
know.
0 yards in the entire game. And I was like, well, at least my prediction's going to be close.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that over hit.
I know. It was
Yeah,
weird. I
that
was like,
weird.
yeah, such a low point total. How about the under of that Bears 49ers game? Because it was all rain. I think the over under for that game was literally 38 and it crushed it still. It was like 17-14 was the final.
No
or something.
kidding. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that under was a mega lock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Megalock here over under 120 rushing yards for Nick Chubb. and Kareem Hunt
That's
combined.
difficult because of like the all-purpose yards of Hunt. I mean, we saw him unleashed as a pass catcher yesterday, but hopefully the Browns get a little bit more out of the slot receiver position. I mean, there was nothing
And tight end.
Yeah, and tight end. There was nothing with Demetric Felton, really. We saw him in the slot a bunch. We saw David Bell was in there a lot in the slot and just didn't really see any passes come his way, literally 0 targets. So hopefully they get a little bit more production out of the slot. That makes Hunt a bit of a more pure runner. I'll go over on that.
Is there any way Stefanski switches up the game plan and gets away from the run and gives Jacoby Brissett a little bit longer leash?
No.
Jets gave up only 63 yards on the ground to Baltimore. Now, granted, Baltimore is kind of banged up.
Yeah, because they don't even have J.K. Dobbins. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no. He's got to keep the same approach. Let's not try to be too smart. Same approach. You have Nick Chubb. You have Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Use them. There's no reason. And I agree with Hayden, man. With the vanilla stuff in the middle of the game, we're throwing to the tight end short of the sticks. I thought we were done with that when we got rid of Austin Hooper.
So it was like the Mike Brown years of the Cavs, the third quarter.
Yes,
where
the
like
third quarter
Anderson
Cavs.
Varejao would be our leading scorer with like 3 points for the quarter. And I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
And it was literally every game.
Yeah, it's starting to get that way. So you got to just stick with what works. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb over and over and over and over again.
Last time in Jets territory, 2020, Chubb and Hunt combined for 39 yards. Just throwing that out there.
On 15 carries. That was that. And also, that was that goofy COVID game where Baker was practicing with them in the parking lot because there was nobody. It was the Austin Hooper game. Yeah, they got to run the football, man. I think if anything became evident week 1, you have to run the football in order to win these games.
Yeah. Chris, over under 4.5 sacks for the Browns defense Sunday. We got them 4 times. Miles had 2 of those.
Yeah, Joe Flacco is 90 years old. I really like what we got with Myles Garrett right now. In terms of he's like a sprinter coming off that edge. I mean, he really is getting to the quarterback. So I'm going to say he gets another couple of sacks, and I'm going to say we go over as a team then.
Guys,
the interior played better than I expected too.
Yeah. I think Myles Garrett is 2.5 sacks away from that Clay Matthews record.
Yeah,
and
my bold
prediction is he breaks it in this game.
Wow.
The Jets are without Dwayne Brown on the right side and Mekhi Becton on the left side. They are without both starting tackles.
And Joe
Flacco is their quarterback.
Yeah.
And their running back is Breece Hall and Michael Carter. I think this is the game where Myles breaks the sack record for the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco and I are very similar age, and like I just pulled like my hamstring playing Pop-A-Shot. So like I don't really see him moving around a whole lot.
No. Yeah, it should be a big day for the Browns defense. And it was a big day, last week for the Browns defense, other than a couple of those goofy miscommunications. So as long as they clean that up, it should be a rout on Sunday.
All right, the one everyone's calling up.
You should be calling up Tim Misney on that. Just to say, get those deep pockets at Pop-A-Shot, man. Go after, make them pay.
Got to.
By the way, Tim Misney, we are looking for more sponsors.
Gosh, if we could have a make them pay segment, God, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it would make them pay.
All right,
this week. All right, I'll get on.
Get the promo clip set up, Chris. The one everyone's been waiting for: over under yardage for Cade York's longest made field goal, week 2, 51.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go under. I hope that he doesn't have to kick long ones. I hope we just move the ball down the field and he's kicking, extra points, and maybe we just don't punch it in one time and maybe a 20, 30 yarder. And that's about it. I don't want that to become like the norm. It's really cool. No. It's really awesome. It's like a walk-off grand slam when you needed 3 runs in the 9th, but you don't always want to have that every single game. Right? Yeah. Setting yourself up. That means that the things that went up to that point weren't great, and we need that to be better. So I'm hoping Cade's going to have some shorter field goals.
Yeah, some 33s, some extra points.
Yeah, and he deserves a break after going 4 for 4, hitting the 58, 34, 26, 36. He should have had a 53.
Yep.
We draft the dude, 4th down. 53-yarder. You put Cade York in. You put points on
Hey,
the board. I
man.
was so mad at Stefanski.
And Stefanski at times, he did this last year with Baker. He's doing it this year with Jacoby Brissett. You don't have Tom Brady at quarterback, man.
No.
Take the damn points. What are you
Yes.
trying to prove? You know, you're playing Carolina. Just take the points
Yes.
where they come.
Yeah, that should not have
Yeah, I
been
know
a
that
game-winning
drove
field
me
goal.
crazy. Yeah.
Now let me play a little devil's advocate on
Please,
that.
Chris,
You-
please.
You've got a young kicker. Do you really want to trot him out there that early to make a difficult kick? Or do you want to kind of ease him into his career a little bit? And, that whole easing thing came down to a last-second kick from over 50 yards.
Yeah, what
by
are you
the way.
talking
Right.
about?
But he goes out there, and let's say something weird happens on that kick, and he misses it, and all of a sudden, maybe his mental game's off the rest of that game, and we lose the game. I don't know. I just maybe that early in the game, it's not that bad of an idea to pass up on that kick and play a little field position.
All right, you know what? I'll give it to you.
Now, having said that, I said something completely contrary on Twitter at the time. So I said, put him out there, you cowards.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I know. That was yell at the TV moment for sure.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, you guys ready for Stump the Flog?
I guess so, man. You got me
Yeah.
as an underdog, so let's see what I can do here.
Yeah. I don't have any music. The board's too far away. But there we go.
All right.
All right. All right, I'm going to read a question with multiple answers. Chris and Nick, they're going to take turns going back and forth answering the question until one of them cannot come up with another name. Let me see what we're doing. The question this week is
Browns quarterbacks that have won openers
Yeah, I'd be cooked.
since the Queen was born.
I don't think anyone would
Since
get
the
cooked in that
Queen
one.
Oh my god.
The
All
Queen
right.
saw what, 54 Browns starting quarterbacks?
Yeah,
Did you guys
59.
see that tweet?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, here it is. Since their inception in 1946,
Oh,
look at
God.
Nick cringe.
I'm cooked.
25 players have attempted a field goal for the Cleveland Browns.
I'm in good shape.
Okay.
Name them.
All right.
Let's see. So Nick won last week.
Yeah, the Johnny Manziel.
Let me take myself off here. We got Nick versus Chris. Let's do it. I say, would you like to defer or would you like
What's
to
the smart
start?
thing to do? I'll defer.
You're gonna defer. You're gonna let Chris go first.
Yep.
Okay. Chris. Kickers.
Matt Barr.
Correct.
All right. I'll go with friend of show, Cade York.
Correct.
Phil Dawson.
Phil Dawson. That has to be correct.
Chase McLaughlin.
Wow. Did he? Correct.
Marion Motley.
What?
Didn't he kick too?
Who?
Did I get it wrong? Marion
I
Motley?
think so.
No, he kicked too.
Dave scrolling, man.
It's
I
not
don't
looking
think
good.
so.
25 players have attempted a field goal for the Browns. Who did you say?
Marion Motley.
Motley?
Who's that?
Oh, did he not kick?
I don't think he kicked, dude. Marion Motley was not.
He's a halfback, linebacker, and he did not kick.
Oh, so could I one more here? One more here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Travis
embarrassing.
Coons.
Oh, that was horrible. Wait, Chris, did you just
Yes.
say, well, he was a halfback and a linebacker?
Yes. Yes,
What
that's right.
happened?
What was that? Did you throw this? Do you have money on this?
Well, you know who Marion Motley was. I mean,
Mac Wilson.
halfback, linebacker.
I'm
Back in
sorry.
those days, they played a lot of different positions.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like you could have named another one.
Yeah. I'll tell you who I mixed him up with
Who?
is Lou Groza. Lou the
Oh,
Goat,
Groza
no, Lou
was
Groza.
definitely
who also played multiple positions.
The stadium road is named after him.
I think he
Right.
made a field goal in like 26 years in a row or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of those.
All right. Well, that was disappointing. No
Do you want me to
offense.
see if I could keep going?
Yeah, let's see how many
far
more
you
we can get.
I think that was it. So
You're done.
no.
Who kicked in the Jets game? This is going to kill
Greg
me.
Joseph,
Greg Joseph
Austin
going back to
Se-
get his masters.
Austin Seibert,
Yep.
because he was
Cyber.
the one that screwed up to get Greg Joseph there.
Yep.
Cody Parkey.
Cody
Who could
Parkey.
forget?
Parkey.
Man, those are all the recent ones. Travis Coons, Cody Parkey again, because we had him the first time. I'm just trying to go backwards. It was Phil Dawson for a really long time.
We drafted a kicker.
Oh yeah, man. I have some Zane Gonzalez.
Zane Gonzalez.
Yeah, I got some stories there. All right, I think that's it.
Old friend of show.
Scottish Hammer. Attended.
Since we're playing the Jets.
Wow,
He
it's Scottish
did.
Hammer.
Oh, there you go.
Chris, this was easy. Easy,
Yeah.
dog. And you had me as an underdog.
I did.
Plus
Chris,
250
that
cash.
was disappointing,
Marion
Chris. I'm just going to throw
Motley.
that out
Wow.
there.
And I had kickers for days.
Since we're playing the Jets this week, when we played that game in '86 where Bernie took the late hit from Gastineau.
Yeah.
Do you remember who the kicker was? The last straight-on kicker in the NFL
I don't.
who we brought in for that game because I believe Matt Barr was hurt. Mark Mosley.
Mark Mosley, 1986.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brought him in just for that game, basically.
I did not remember that.
He was a straight-on kicker. Remember straight-on kickers?
Oh, yeah.
It was good times. Hey, who was the last barefooted kicker? Remember barefoot kickers? Nick, there's probably not been one in your lifetime.
No, the last one that I'm aware of is the one that missed the end of Elway's drive.
Like Morton Anderson, was he a barefoot kicker?
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
That'll be next time.
Yes, next something
Barefoot-
I
fun.
bet it wasn't Marion
Kickers.
Motley. Marion Motley, not a quick kicker,
think
not a
he
barefoot kicker.
I was like, Marion Motley never kicked.
I was thinking of Lou the Toe Groza, and I don't know why I said Marion Motley.
Too good. All right,
All
score
those old
predictions.
players, they played a lot of different positions, Nick. Come on.
All right, score prediction for the Jets. I got the Browns winning this one 26-17.
Okay. Chris?
I'm going to go Browns 32-14. This one's going to
Wow.
be a laugher. I think the Browns are going to figure out some things this week. We're going to look a lot better offensively. The defense is going to hold, and they've got Joe Flacco, and he's not scaring me at this point. No longer elite.
Yeah. I'm going 24-0.
Wow.
I think
Wow.
we'll throw up the first goose egg.
Wow. Pitch the shutout. Okay.
Joe
I
Flacco's
love it.
not going deep on us after Baker Mayfield went deep on us. I think
Yeah.
we post the shutout.
Man, that'd be fun. That'd
Wouldn't
be
it?
a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Especially going into that Pittsburgh game on Thursday Night Football. That
Yeah.
defense would be feeling good.
We shall see. All right. Any final words before we get out of here?
Run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball, Chris.
Way to go, Ohio State. Now 2-0, by the way.
They got
0-2 against the spread, however.
They are. And that Notre Dame victory doesn't look nearly as impressive.
No, it does not.
After
We are
Notre Dame
Marshall.
goes and loses to Marshall out of the Sun Belt. But
Man, did you
nonetheless,
hear Jim Donovan today on 850 compared the hire. What's their coach's name? Marcus Freeman
For who?
for Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
They Jim Donovan compared that hire to the Browns hiring Freddie Kitchens.
Oh, no.
He did.
wow, he's an Ohio State guy too.
Yeah.
That's kinda interesting.
That's awesome.
So,
All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Big Play Reflux Show. We will see you next Monday. Another Victory Monday.
Oh, yeah.
2-0 for our Cleveland Browns. Let's do it. Fingers crossed. Look for that goose egg. Huge shout out to Shaq News. Go subscribe to their channel on Twitch. All the video game content that you could ask for. Go drink some Labatt Blues. Go get some GV shirts. Just got the new retro shirt.
Yeah, that one's nice.
that
This
looks
one's
nice,
sweet.
Dave.
Yeah. What'd you go with, Chris?
So
you-
I got the Jose.
Okay.
Jose, the red one. Yeah,
That's
Jose.
nice.
It's Yes Way Jose is what it says on the front of it. And it's really
nice.
slick. It just came back in stock, so you'll have to get those before the playoffs start.
There we go. Nice. And go to TSE Cleveland, get some signed Browns gear. We'll see you next Monday. Thanks for tuning in. See you then. Goodbye.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world! The Big Play Reflex Show!